kept going on, and I kept hearing all these thousands of rounds of gun shooting, automatic, single. And sometimes it was really close, sometimes it was far. It like moved from one area to another. That made me understand that it's not one class of terrorists. It's much more, because they're here and they're there and they're there and they're there, and they could be everywhere. Please come. We're burning. They're burning a house. We hear them. They're here. They're trying to break down my door. They're on the roof. They're shooting. Come, save us. The only thing I'm thinking of, let's get out of here. Let's be evacuated.
Let's stay alive.
Let's stay alive. Bullets all over the place.
In southern Israel, a few kilometres from the border of Gaza, is a kibbutz called Be'eri. About 1,200 people lived here. At least 108 are now dead. 10% of the community massacred. Galit Carbone was one of them. The 66-year-old Australian-born woman was a mother, grandmother, sister and aunt. Her brother Danny spoke with us, supported by daughter Mika and son Roe. He agreed to recount the horror that unfolded in his community of Be'eri on Saturday morning, October 7. In shocking detail, Danny relives the day minute by minute, hour by hour. The day that would change his life and Israel forever.
When did you know that there was something really wrong on Saturday?
About 7 o'clock. After I went on my bike ride, every Saturday. And then started the rockets in the air. It was like fireworks, really. It started to go really louder and louder. And then there was, we don't have a siren back there. We have a code, Tseva Adom, red color, Tseva Adom, which means you got to go into your safety rooms or whatever. There's attack.
Yeah.
And you have like
15 seconds. We don't have 15 seconds. We've got 10, but it says 15.
You're so close to Gaza.
Yeah. I was just about to keep going. I thought, okay, before the red alert, I thought I'll keep going. Okay, it's going to end up in a second. And little I knew that at the gate of the kibbutz, the terrorists were about to reach there, and I was about 300-400 meters from there, and I returned because of the red alert, and I returned to my home. So that's, thank you God.
Thank God.
For one. Around 8:30 or so, I hear the army downstairs. I open and I see, and anyway, they come up to my stairs. I live on the second floor, which is another blessing because they had too much to do on the ground floor.
Plenty of targets.
So they never bothered going up second floor. So thanks again.
This is security guard Yair Avital, a father of 3 and a survivor of Hamas's horrific October 7 attacks. With 10 others, he bravely fought off dozens of terrorists who attacked the now infamous Kibbutz Be'eri. 5 of his colleagues lost their lives as well. Yair escaped with his by playing dead, covered in blood, vomit and badly injured. He still has a bullet lodged in his groin. His story is terrifying, and some of the details are disturbing, but it must be told.
We were 11.
11, okay.
But only 6 of us was with a weapon.
And how many have survived? Or how many survived?
6. I was here. Shachar looked that way, Eitan that way, and every terrorist that came in this path, they killed. They not only keep this area, this clinic safe, they also fight.
I guess on 6:30 in the morning, we woke up to the sound of launching missiles. We thought it was a bit off because There wasn't any escalation. It was just out of the blue. So just straight launch. It was really weird. And after a few minutes, we had some sirens. Tseva Adom. This is the siren we have when there are missile launch at our place. So we have like 15 seconds to get to a shelter. We went and we were already awake, but my twin girls were sitting in their room, is the shelter, the safe room, and they were already inside. And we had to wake up only my older son. He is a heavy sleeper. 20 minutes later, we got the first text message that there is a suspicion of invasion, infiltration to the kibbutz, and everybody must lock themselves inside their home. When I got this message, the first thing I did was to take my gun and my extra mag, and I locked everyone in the safe room, and went to the kitchen because as I use, like every Israeli, I use most of the Israelis. I used to be in the army. I'm still doing reserve duty, but I used to be in the infantry, and as far as I saw my position, I was thinking from a tactical perspective, and I thought the best place to be for me with the gun is on the kitchen, where I can see to the balcony, to the entrance of my home. And then we start to get text and hear shooting, and we understood that there are terrorists in the kibbutz. We still didn't know what is the magnitude of the situation, but we understood that this is not a thief that's coming to steal something. This is a real terrorist attack. And then I think an hour later, I started to see some terrorists in the outskirts of my neighborhood, and they were carrying RPG and heavy machine guns and Kalashnikovs. So I started texting our neighborhood group, and this is when the shooting got really heavy. After several hours, I think about 4 hours, my brother, who lives, I think, 20 meters away from me, in the same neighborhood, he told me that they are hearing someone shooting on the window of their safe room. So I told them, maybe you should come to my place, and I have a gun, and you can come and stay in our mamad together with us. So I took a look outside and saw there were no one in sight, no terrorists, and they joined us. They tried to break into one of the houses of my neighbors. I think they broke to the door, but they couldn't breach the safe room. So they set fire to the house. The neighbors were texting us that they're starting to suffocate because of the smoke. I think after several minutes, they just texted us that they jumped from the second floor into the roof of the shelter below and went to the neighbors. I started texting the neighbor who lived beneath the house who was torched, and I told him that the fire is starting to burn his roof, his balcony roof. And I text him, I opened the door and lay on the ground so I can take the most distant picture so we can see the situation, to understand the magnitude of the fire. It was, you couldn't see barely anything except of fire. Everything was burning. And I told him, you can tell me when you are going out and I will run towards you and grab the kids and help you come to my shelter. He chose to go to a different. He texted me next thing. He texted me that he went to the neighbors that are closer. Next, the third family also, they jumped from the second floor, and I saw them. I just managed to see them running between their house to the neighbor house. I saw the kids jumping on one leg because he shattered his ankle, and they jumped, and the neighbor just told them, come up, and locked them inside her shelter. And then we saw a group of terrorists dressed like Hamas, and dressed like Israeli police, and they were trying to make the family go out of the shelter. They were screaming Tzal, Tzal, IDF, IDF, and trying to make them come out. And they didn't come out. They didn't get out. And then I don't remember exactly the time. I was standing in my kitchen, and I heard Arabic real close, and I think 3 terrorists just they just walked on the pavement and just start turning inside my balcony. So I took my gun and just shot like 5 or 6 bullets. I hope I hit them. I hope they were dead, or I killed some. I don't know. I didn't look for them. I know they start shooting because I was shooting from inside the house. I don't know if they saw me, or they saw where I was shooting from, but they were shooting in all directions. I changed position to the door to shoot from a different angle, to try to make an impression of more than one armed man inside. And they didn't get me. They didn't saw me. They shot everywhere. Later on, I found out that they hit the wall where I was hiding. I found a bullet inside the kitchen drawer. It penetrated, but once I understood the situation, and I locked my family in the safe room, I was just in a different mood, in a mode of fighting mood, not a mode of not the more normal mode. My wife always told me, come to the shelter, be with the kids. I'm sorry, I can't. I need to be outside. I spent, I think, in total, like 5 minutes inside the safe room in total. I couldn't leave my post outside.